Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would start a new project with you with this adorable little sketchbook that I found the other day in a shop called Nikki's Supply Store. So as you can see, it's the cutest, tiniest little thing, and I didn't set out to go and buy a sketchbook, but when I saw them I just felt really inspired. They come in I think 3 other different pastel colours. And they're just so cute. I've not actually opened mine yet, so I don't know what the paper quality is going to be like. However, it inspired me to start a project and keep it solely within this sketchbook and base this project around resetting, finding flow, call it project reset or project finding flow. But I've been feeling quite stiff with my work. If you're new to my channel, let's crack this open, shall we? This is going to be as real time as possible. May have to edit a bit because my baby boy is sleeping right now, so who knows how long that's going to last. I can't seem to get in. So I'll try and keep it real time and just keep this as like a cozy chat with you all. So if you're new to my channel, or if this is the first video of mine that you're watching, I am currently on maternity leave. And I keep thinking about what I'd like to do when I eventually come back. This has proven to be really difficult. Ellis, can we not? There we go. Would you like some unwrapping ASMR? So yeah, I keep thinking of ways to come back and what to come back with, but what I've been wanting to do for a while, even before maternity leave, was to freshen up my shop and phase a lot of stuff out, but kind of go in a direction that felt that it was more me, because over the last couple of years I've done a lot of healing work, and I don't know, I think when you're a creative it can sometimes translate into your work as well, and that's definitely what's happened with me. I'm gonna have to do the paper sniff. Oh, it smells nice. So the pages have got like a yellowy sort of tone to them. I apologise for my dry hands as well, by the way. I've just got back from taking my son swimming and it's completely dried my hands out, so I am sorry. I will get some moisturiser on. They're supposed to be, I don't know what GSM they are, 140? Okay, it's a 12 by 12 centimetre sketchbook, and it says here that you can use it for sketching, pencil, charcoal, chalk, graphite, crayon, ink and watercolour. So it's kind of versatile, but I thought what I would treat it as is kind of like an ugly sketchbook. I've seen a lot of people referring to the sketchbooks that they don't really care about, or you care about them but it's kind of like you don't care if you make a mistake or things don't go to plan, and you can just be really free, and there's no, it's like a no judgment zone, no pressure, no judgment zone. But also I feel really intimidated by sketchbooks, which is why you probably have never seen me fill a sketchbook here on my channel, but I thought this one's really diddy, so I'm setting myself the challenge to get it full before the end of the year. If I can do it by the summer, so like a mid-year review, then that would be amazing. But I also thought because it's so small, I can take it places with me as well. Right now my life is packing away as many baby things into one bag as I possibly can, and it really does feel like I'm packing my entire existence away when I take my son anywhere. So I'm going to use my label machine to make a bit of a front cover, because let's just throw ourselves in there. We need to do the front cover. I have the fear as much as anybody else about doing the first page. Right, I just hope it works, because mine, I don't know if it's been getting a bit jammed recently. Yeah, see, that's just Okay, finding. Kind of like the title Finding Flow because it feels a bit like, well, it's alliteration, isn't it? So I'm just going to go into my ink drawer and see what inks I've got, because I'd kind of like to do a bit of like an abstracty sort of title space for this, and then that's it, the front page will be done. Nice and simple, no pressure. So I think these really practices are really good to just have a play. It's kind of being childlike again and just not really, just exploring things, and like even that, my dropper has just squitted across the page, but you know, we're going to keep it like that. So I want to like have a mixture of things in here. Maybe it might even have some photographs. This is something though that I never allocate the time to do this, and I don't know why, because it's so freeing and I always feel good afterwards. So in terms of this paper and how it's behaving with the ink, well, this isn't really ink. I think a lot of people debate with these, like they're liquid watercolours, these Ecoline liquid watercolours, but a lot of people use them as inks. I've got a whole collection of them. I don't have all of the colours, I've just got some of my favourites. So I've got this like sepia one, and this one is deep orange, so I thought they'd be quite nice together, like quite complementary. They are coming up quite dark on camera. They are bleeding through the page a little bit, but that's okay. So I'm going to let this dry. I'm also going to stick some washi tape on here. I might even get the Posca pens out, because I've got a lovely bronze Posca pen that would look nice. Now we all know that Posca pens eat paper, so it might not be the best paper for Posca pens, but that's fine. We're going to experiment and explore. Okay, I just got the heat gun out to speed things along a bit. So I've just been in my washi stash, and I've got this lovely rose gold colour one. So I'm just gonna make like a bit of a setting for the little label maker pieces to sit on. But what I'm gonna do is chop it in half down the middle, make it a bit thinner. I'm actually gonna rip a bit off the end, finding. See, it's kind of, you can see it in the light, it's looking really cute. I'll actually just level that down a bit. So it's not perfect and in the middle, but I guess that ties in, that's what this sketchbook's meant to be. The philosophy is no perfection, it doesn't matter. We're meant to be freeing ourselves up. So there's a rose gold. I'm just going to see if this bronzy Posca pen is a nice sort of complementary. It doesn't really show up, to be honest. I wonder if the white one will show up. I do have orange as well, but my Posca pen collection is very small. It doesn't show up very well, but it does look lovely on top actually. But yeah, note to self, this paper isn't quite Posca pen suitable. So I'll bear that in mind, just in case I was tempted to reach for the Poscas. But if you just put like another layer down or something, I don't see why you couldn't do that. So these sketchbooks as well were ridiculously cheap. This one was £4, and that's why I got it. I just thought at £4 you can't go wrong. Does anyone else though, like my Posca white one has always been really, really watery, and I don't know why. Okay. Right, there we go. I'm literally gonna leave that there. So as you can tell, the ink has bled through a bit, but that's okay because I'm planning on using this very much for mixed media and just maybe even writing in it some pages, using it as an actual sketch pad, so for sketching out ideas maybe. I could also transfer some digital outlines into here and just try and do them with a traditional medium like gouache or acrylic, or even just pencils, but with my intentions being to use it for mixed media, I'm not bothered at all that it's bled through to the other side. Doesn't bother me. So yeah, first page done. So I'm really loving drawing mushrooms at the moment, and I think just to kind of put my money where my mouth is, I'm just gonna sit and draw some mushrooms from memory. So I'm drawing it in coloured pencil because these ones don't rub out, so I'm trying to like hold myself accountable, because it's alright me saying I just want to be more free and just see what happens, but I still have the fear about actually like putting that into practice. Like everyone else. So I'm just using a couple of Prismacolors at the moment, and they feel lovely and smooth on this paper. It feels like, I don't know, it feels like I'm colouring on butter. It's really strange. I don't really have a stem colour in my stash, but it's okay, we can work with it. to actually, yeah, I'll put some. Does anybody know what the little marks, the little spots on toadstools are called? Do they have their own name? Please let me know. If you know, I'd like to know. Okay, there we go, a little toadstool. I want to fill this page. I know it's in a lot of people's eyes sacrilege to skip a page, but what I'm going to do is go away and fill this with like some sort of background, and then in our next session I can come back and actually finish this one off. But yeah, for now I'm just going to sit and draw mushrooms and just fill this page. So with this one, I want it to be a bit more pokey on top, I guess you could call it pokey. A bit more of a point on the top, like a wizard's hat. Nearly said wizard's sleeve then, but that would have just no. I meant what I said. Okay. I'll do. One of the practices that really stood out to me at uni, and if you've been on my channel for a while, you may remember that I didn't actually enjoy uni. I hated it. I didn't have a great experience. I did an art foundation course and I just didn't, I felt like I didn't fit in. I didn't make friends for life like they tell you to. I mean, I made friends, but because I have a hard time letting people in, I suppose, and I didn't tie myself to a group or anything. I just turned up, did my work and then went home. And I just feel like the whole uni experience for me was just, I didn't like it. And I feel like there's a lot of pressure to go and do it, especially if you want a creative job. Back when I went to uni anyway, it was go to uni and get a degree in it, otherwise you're never going to be able to have a creative job. Whereas these days, like, it's only ever going to get better, I think. There's just so much more like options out there. A slightly different shape shroom. A shroom? Dude, that's gold. I mean, I don't think I've ever used this pencil. Let's just do it. That's what this sketchbook's for. But anyway, this is just a long-winded way of telling you that one of the practices that, why does that look green? One of the practices that they got us doing that I actually did appreciate was repeatedly drawing the same thing over and over again. And I did a project on apples, and what I had to do was go away and just think of as many different ways to create apples. So I remember stamping with an apple, just taking it old school, like you may have done when you were a child, using apples as stamps, cutting into apples and doing some awesome photography. I also like carved the word poison into an apple, which was a slightly different take, which then led me to base the apple project around the evil queen from Snow White. So that's how I kind of linked it to one thing from another, but that was one of my projects. But I also got some beads and sewed like some embroidery onto some fabric, like some kind of applique, I guess, using just a basic apple shape, which was fun. But it really opened my eyes as to how interesting the outcome can be each time you try something new. But the subject matter remains the same. And that's something that's one of the few things that stayed with me. I really enjoyed plaster, so working with plaster and creating moulds and things, so negative and positive moulds and stuff. Actually, it fascinates me, and I think it stems from when I was a kid myself. My dad would always get me plaster of Paris kits, and that's what we do on our days together. We would mix plaster of Paris, get some moulds, and then it was, as a child, it's one of my fondest memories. I absolutely used to love doing that. And for a while I wanted to work in like movie sets or things, or make movie props and do makeup. So the moulding and plaster and then working with rubber or wax was a really interesting avenue for me, and I did consider it hardcore at one point because I used to do makeup, but yeah, I lost, when I was at uni I really lost my way. I think that's what broke my heart about it the most, was I was kind of promised that this was the pathway to a job in being a creative, and that you'll find yourself at uni, but instead I did the absolute opposite and I lost myself for a really long time. And I left uni. I remember I was so upset that I burnt all of my artwork. I think I've got one sketchbook from my university days, and I just got rid of the rest of it because it just hurt so much. It felt like an absolute fail. And for a whole year afterwards, I didn't draw again. I remember picking up a pen for the first time. I actually remember it in my head. I've got a baby awake. And I was terrified. I felt so intimidated just by this pen. I used to draw a lot in biro, and obviously use biro to write and things, with work and stuff. But when you pick something up with the intention of using it for being creative, all of a sudden there's this invisible pressure that wasn't there before. And I remember that really well. And it took a long time. It felt like the passion, and it felt like the skills that I'd developed over time, and whilst I was at art college before university, I felt like they'd just disintegrated and they weren't mine anymore. And I couldn't find them. I felt really out of touch. So I'm going to go in here with this little green number. I wanted this one to be like a long one. You know, like ones that, in fact we'll just do it here. Might actually do a little pair so they don't look so lost. There we go, a little pair of shroomy shrooms. And I think there's this weird pressure from not just the art industry, but just jobs in general. Like, there's so much pressure to find exactly what you want to do and exactly what you want to be. And then I found that, because when I was growing up I really wanted to be a vet, because like my other biggest passion in life is animals. I really wanted to be a vet. But I didn't believe in myself academically. The thought of going to university for 7 years was like paralysing to me. I just didn't want to go. Part of me will always wonder what if. So then I set my heart on being some sort of artist, but then, like, you say artist, but that could mean absolutely anything. So as I say, I wanted to at one point be a special effects makeup artist. And then do film set creation, an animator, comic book artist. At one point I thought I'd love to work for Cartoon Network. I think a lot of artists and illustrators would absolutely love to work for Disney or Pixar. So all of that went through my head, but again I was like, I just haven't got it in me. Niggling self-doubt has got the better of me so many times. And then graphic designer, or illustrator, or fine artist, fashion designer, a sculptor. So many things. And I think finding illustration was a bit of an accident, because I think I was a bit late to the party in a way. I didn't really clock what illustration meant. And again, even you call yourself an illustrator, that could again these days mean so many different things. I would love to do a children's book one day, and I guess this project ties nicely into that, because I want to continue to build and find my style and see where that goes, and hopefully unlock some things that I didn't ever think were there. But I'm just trying to free myself up and for once in my life have that belief about me to do the scary things. I actually saw something the other day that was do the scary things and the things that give you fear, because they're the things that will grow you the most, but also they feel so good when you've done them. And that's what I'm trying to like hold on to. Got a short pancake mushroom. The lady at the swim club has just sang all of the babies a pancake song and told us that we can go home and sing it to the babies in the bath, but I can't for the life of me remember the pancake song. Hello, this is my life now. I sing about pancakes to my child. Just as a side note, Little Bear loves Encanto music, and the Bruno song is what I sing to him to get him to sleep. Cutest thing ever. Right, let's do one last one down here. Like a little spaceship, this one, flying saucer. So just to finish off, if you as well feel intimidated by a sketchbook, but you really have a drive to fill a sketchbook one day, I think starting off with one that's itty bitty like this one is a really good shout, because it just lessens the pressure even more. I don't know what I'm going to do with the front page. Maybe I can put a sticker on it or something. I kind of like that it's just nice and clean. But you know what, then again, we're not about keeping things pristine here, are we? I really want to embrace just just do it, nature. So maybe a nice contrasting, I don't know. I'm kind of feeling this yellow dragon, you know. I may eventually just stick them all on. There we go. Lovely. So I just had to stop to go and feed the bear. But I'm going to stop now anyway because the light's going. So I'm just going to date this. So 4th March 22. There we go. I genuinely do feel so much better when I've just had a little bit of time to be free, just do a bit of doodling and not have to worry about it being perfect. Or another thing that I struggle with is not having to worry about it being used for something. So always thinking, would this look good as a product? I just want to create more art at the moment. Obviously being a small business, I have to find a way of making that sustainable for myself because it's how I earn money. So that's why the products come into it, but I also don't just want to keep churning out products for the sake of it and just like what if, will this work, will it not? I just want to really strip things back and get back to making art and hopefully more videos with the art as well. But I think finding some connection again, having these mindful practices is going to be really helpful in finding my way again, and it just makes me even more excited to come back properly in a couple of months' time. So that's it for today, but please let me know if you did enjoy this video and I can happily make some more, fill in some more pages with you. Eventually we can do a flick through sketchbook tour. Hold me accountable, make sure that I fill this by the end of the year. That is my goal. So anyway, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Take care, stay safe wherever you are in the world right now, and I will be back soon.